The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Maeve's and the Garavogue Bar.
Which one you just whistled at me there? How odd is this? I don't want to address this straight away off the bat, but I will anyway. It's still sunny outside.
It's shite.
We can see everybody. This is shite.
Turn down the daylight. I've never done it like this. Even in Anderson's, it was great because it was dark.
Yeah, no, I don't like this at all. No. I wonder. We're going to go off stage again. We're going to get all the windows blacked out. We're also on the screen behind us, which is really off-putting. But anyway, welcome everyone. I'm not looking. It's so odd that it's so bright in here.
You can see everybody. Don't look at anybody.
I completely forgot that that's going to be a thing in here. Hopefully the sun will go down in...
We'll just wait. We'll just wait.
Fucking daylight savings, right? And a pain in the hole, isn't it? Welcome everyone. Fair play to you all for coming down. I don't know if anyone listens to the podcast like regular. There's probably people here who don't.
Ask them.
Who listens to the podcast regularly? That was fuck all.
I know.
What the hell?
But it'll be a very shy listenership.
Yeah,
so a lot of people there that lied.
The whole thing is, everyone will know I didn't really want to be here. Which isn't a great way to start.
Great way to start, Mark. Yeah. Fair play to you.
No, I was mad against doing more live shows. And
yes, I've had a complete turnaround.
Yeah, which is
one
weird.
might say a glow up.
Yeah, so you're mad to do more of them.
I'm mad to do more of them now, yeah.
This might be the last one ever, so you might be the last group ever. Oh, one more thing I had. Oh,
more of an awe.
We're not killing the show, we're just killing. Can everyone actually see, like, how are you, love? How are you all? Yeah, you can't see me, which is probably good.
Yeah, you see him.
If you're worried about seeing, there's genuinely seats that are still left. We can all see them now because it's fucking... So if you can't see, don't be shy. Come in.
Jesus Christ above! Mark.
What? What's wrong with you? Ray has a face on him like his boss is after coming into the room.
No. Well, it kind of is my boss.
What?
The other way around, one of me staff is here.
What?
Yeah. A big shout out to Irene. You have me well surprised. I've been jibing her for 6 years saying, geez, how many pints do you drink at the weekend? You know the usual stuff you'd say to a lady. And she'd be like, oh, I was out of it.
Always.
And when she'd take leave, I'd go, you must have an awful hangover to take that much leave. You know, that kind of stuff.
How did you get married? Is that the way you talk to women?
Were you passing or something? Is that what happened? You just wandered in? Just passing. Thanks very much, Irene, for coming. Sorry, that was very distracting. What were you saying?
I can't remember now, actually, to tell you the truth.
You can have tomorrow off.
The power.
That's the civil service.
This is...
Stick in and out, forgot to clock in.
No wonder there's nothing getting done when you could be on a podcast and go, you're off tomorrow. No, that's
things are getting done. It's just we can do it in less time.
I wouldn't mind, but Ray's not even that high up. Like, he's the lowest grade. But he's telling people above him, off tomorrow now. Do you know? Simon Harris, is it? Off, don't take tomorrow off, Simon. Worrying about us.
Could be no harm.
Jeez.
Take the rest of the week, Simon.
Anyway, I was giving out to want to be on it and all that, and I sound like a miserable bastard. Really, it was a joke. I just wanted to get people to come to the show.
You wanted people to feel sorry for you?
Kind of, a little bit. But the thing is, so no one... I'm not getting into it again. I'll just say one thing. Okay. That's it. No one... Oh, I sound like a prick. No one does feel sorry for... Do you know whenever I said, I can't be doing these live shows anymore and I'm too busy and stuff? Yeah. No one sent in a message saying, I wonder, is Kendy all right? No one. Not one person said, I wonder, is he struggling?
Was anyone wondering when was he struggling? No. So you can see now it's completely futile.
Okay, well, I wasn't struggling. It's all right then, so don't worry about it. I won't get into it.
That's the way we deal with things in Ireland.
I won't show. It's just hard. You see, I have a very structured life right now, and this is the only variable in it, is getting up. Everyone knows this. When we do a live show, nothing is planned bar the second half, which is on me card.
Oh, yeah.
Which was handed to us by Ray's wife, Laura. I don't even know. I haven't read this yet. I don't know what's on it. But this is the only unplanned part
of my... It's a wonderful second half.
It is good crack.
Yeah.
But it's the only part of my life that's not planned yet. Everything else that I do is structured. Go in and do your gig, Kendy, for 2 hours.
Yep, play the same songs.
Play Brown Eyed Girl and go home. All right, take it easy. Yeah,
Same songs every night.
You're talking about, man, I must have 40, 50 songs that I could do. Stop that now. But... And also, life is it's very hard at the moment. I have a 2.5-year-old and a 9-month-old.
Yeah.
Right? 2 girls. all I ever wanted, and I've said this on the podcast before, was a daughter who adored me, right? Ever since I was young, I was like, imagine if I could get a daughter that adores me, right? And I have that now. And I wish that dreams didn't come true. It's like...
How is it so bad?
Because you can't... To come down here tonight,
Yeah.
I have to deal with a tantrum the likes of, like, as if there was a fella going to war and there was a woman waiting on the shore crying. That's what it's like every time I leave the house with my daughter. Now, it is to do with the fact that me and you went to Spain a couple of weeks ago.
Is she still thick about that?
Yeah, she's fair thick about that. She's so thick about that because I left her for 4 days, and every time I leave the house now, she thinks I'm gone again.
Gone for the 4 days.
But like, it's mad. Waiting here.
But you were working.
Yeah. Well, she says to me like sometimes she'll fake not losing the head with you. She'll be like, "Daddy, you go to work now?" Yeah, and I'm like, "Oh, this is going to work." And then you start walking towards the door, and she hits the deck like a woman in the 50s fainting on a couch. You know the way they used to do that?
Yeah.
Every film you ever watched, there was a woman fainting on the
They
couch.
don't do it anymore. I've
you
never
can't-
seen a woman faint.
Well, the whole idea behind the woman fainting in the 50s was like, my man won't buy me a new dress. You know, that's not a big thing. You can't do
but
that
they'd
anymore.
fall over in the movies.
Yeah, they would. Yeah.
Has any lady ever have found themselves in that situation?
That's because it was written by a man.
Oh, it was written by a man. That's so true.
And that's the problem now. More movies need to be written by men again.
Yeah, no, we need to bring the men back in, right? The films.
We need to get more male directors back into the business because they were good movies. They
Yeah.
were called the classics.
Films
When a
haven't been
woman
the same
had fainted
since.
any reason at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the shop in
like
the air.
that. Well, yeah, fainting onto the floor. Can't handle it. Anyway, the point I was trying to make was, I don't know. The point I was trying to make was, she's obsessed at the moment, and
It'll pass.
Nicola says so. Nicola just said to me like, "How come she's not like that?" And this is the thing. Nicola's a far better parent than I'll ever be, right? So Nicola does all the work, and then I get all the plaudits, kind of, do you know, which is hard.
It's the way life is.
It is the kind of the way, like the woman does the work, and then the fella goes, "No,
No.
that's me. I've done. You done that there." So, but it's been taken to another level because I was gone last week, and Nicola was in the house with Ali, right? And she's posse trained now,
Oh,
absolutely flying.
is she? So does that mean like that all attempts are successful?
Well, have a listen to this first, and I'll tell you what you think. So, she says to her mother, my wife, my housemate, sorry. She says to my housemate,
Yeah.
I want to go for a wee. And Mammy says, "Away you go, love." And she goes into the jacks, comes out 3 or 4 minutes later. Nothing on, no clothes on. Destroyed in piss. Nicola's like, "What the you know? Nicola goes into the bathroom, the bathroom's destroyed in piss. Everywhere. To which Ali says to her, "I went wee like Daddy does." You know? And I mean, there's times there where I don't have control over it either. I mean,
But sure, there was that time, remember you come home and you ate a load of sweets or you drank a load of pints.
that was different. Stop bringing that up all the
And
time.
Nicola had to go in and wipe you up.
Yeah.
She put you in the bath, take it all off you again.
I'm not going into this all again. There's been a couple of occasions.
But that's very funny. So she watches obviously you. And
But the thing is, yeah, she watches me do this, and then that. But the thing is,
That'll
though,
be tricky for her in
this
later
is
life.
the thing. So Nicola was like, "What the flip is that about?" Yeah.
that's going to be awkward at
But
festivals.
You know.
Like at a friend's party and she's 17. Oh, anyway. hopefully
But the
she's
thing
all-
is, this is the one thing. If women like, if you want to know what it's like for a fella to go for a piss, now Ali knows. Like, you know, she's not that easy, and it's not. But it
not
gets
well
harder as well.
equipped,
So
though.
I'm a man. I'm sorry not to get too vulgar too early. I don't mean this to sound vulgar, but if there's women out there who don't, you know, the way women think that fellas have it easy, right? Them boys have it easy, right? If you think that a fella's life is easy, I want you in a pub to go into the jacks at 12 o'clock at night, right? And just watch fellas over the age of 40 try and have a piss and listen to the struggle. No, honestly, women don't know this, right? We know what it's like. If you walk into the jack, there's a fella in there, and it sounds like he's fucking having a heart attack nearly.
It gets harder the more people there are in the toilet.
No,
there's-
it's not
there's
even
9 or
that.
10 fellas in the toilet and there's a queue. I always find this when I go to the 3 Arena or something. And like you come out of the break and the whole concert is in the toilet with you. and you're queuing and the queue is moving fast.
Sometimes it sounds like a concert.
But you get up to the urinal and you're going, pressure's on.
But no, but that's different though. That's not even what I'm on about. You're on about stage fright, right?
I suppose, yeah.
I don't get stage fright. You don't when you have a yoke like mine. You don't get stage fright like that.
The whole room goes dark.
You just
kind of looking at you.
Just kind of go with it.
Yeah.
You wait for the comments. Whoa. And, but I'm on about the struggles of fellas. Something happens to fellas at a certain age where going for a piss is not as easy as it used to be. Have you ever pulled up beside an old fella in a urinal and heard the noises that are coming out of him and the struggles? And he's trying to talk to you about JA. And you're like, you're like, come here, Shabby, I think you might be dying. And he's not batting an eyelid at us.
That's true.
That's my biggest fear, is that I'm going to end up like that. But they all end up like that. Nicola's I thought she was waving at me to stop. She's actually like waving something at her face.
She's got a fan.
Waving a fan.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's one of my biggest fears, that I'm going to end up like that. But I know I do. Yeah. And if women out there think fellas don't have it hard, that's not a great choice of words.
It's a poor choice of words there now.
Fucking hell. Anyway, that was my story. My daughter's obsessed with me. That's where that was supposed to be.
It's lovely.
I don't know what that was.
Lovely.
And then we have a 9-month-old who Nicola's adamant is going to be obsessed with her. But I think it's just, I don't know what it is. I think if you have young fellas, they love their mother at that age. And if you have young ones, they love their father at that age. The guilt is outrageous, like. That
she doesn't like Nicola as much as you?
No, well, it's not even that, because she's going to start crying now, Ray. So we take it easy on that kind of comments, right? She doesn't care, she's drinking. No, but it is. You do feel guilty. You kind of go, geez, I don't do anything. And all of a sudden, all she wants is me. You know what I mean?
But it will pass. Give it another year or two.
Well, I mean, yeah, certainly when she's a teenager, she'd probably want nothing to do with it. But anyway, that's by the point. That's a long time away. Have you any crack that you want to get onto? Oh, shit. I'll take a slug of Guinness. I can't wait for the sun to go down. I can't look out this way because of this.
New song out. It's Raining Them.
Oh, I heard it.
That's all.
So the thing is, right, I don't mind. It could raid them. It could raid those. It could raid that.
Yeah.
I don't care, but I just heard a drummer singing it. Who is that? Or what is this?
Some girl. That's it.
Excuse me, did you just assume she might be them as well?
She could be.
Maybe it's Raining That.
I never actually thought that could be a factor.
That those are them or that. Or like your man done it like, you can't even say your man. That thing did it, Sam Smith. He did a, you know that joke?
They.
Yeah, that. Those. That did a thing where it said, I want to be a Fisher them.
Mm. Oh, yeah.
And then for about 3 months I was singing the Fisher them blues, you know?
Yeah, that's good.
So, but the thing is, I think they know they're trying to trigger, well, me, really, actually, when they start singing stuff like that. Like, they know that people like me are going to lose the head when they, but it's about to start raining them. The thing about raining them is there's way too much of a variable. Because if it was raining men, at least I go, I might stay away from that shower. You know? If it's raining men, that's not really the shower I want to be caught in. Do you know? If it was raining young ones, I'd be like, I'm going for a walk, Nick. I'm going to head out there now. You know? But if it's raining them, you don't know what you're going to get hit with. Get that joke out of my face.
There now. All I had in my phone was, it's raining them. And I had no other comedy with that. I had nothing. I just went, I'm going to say this now and hope for the best.
I like to know what it's rated, Ray. Your words, usually.
Right.
And that's.
So I have a few little bits. And I'm going to let you pick. So we have small bit on the gardener, just an update. So, and then we have pregnant sheep.
What?
Right? And then we have builders.
Okay.
And then we have a little picture story.
A what?
A picture story.
Should we do the picture story last then? What do you mean by a picture story?
A picture story. We have 3 pictures and I tell you a story about the pictures.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah. Now,
okay. Yeah. Let's do one story before that then.
Okay, let's do. I'll just quickly cover the builders. Today I spent most of the day, all of the day actually, over across the road in the new pub that's been built and opening tomorrow night.
Yeah.
When I say pub, pubs.
Pubs, it's multiple pubs.
They've called it 3 names.
Yeah.
And that makes 3 pubs.
Yeah.
Even though they're all interconnected. So it's on Tawn on the corner.
Yeah.
And then you walk through there and it goes into Waxy's. And then you go round the corner to a place called Tannery Lane.
Right. And
these are going to be 3 savage new pubs. 1 pub.
Yeah.
Super pub, if you will.
A super pub, yeah.
It's going to be open. And today I spent the day amongst the builders.
Oh yeah, you don't
Yeah.
belong there now.
I didn't
No.
belong there.
No.
No, I was wearing
definitely
Snickers. The Snickers were dirty. So that qualified me a little bit. I picked the wrong shoes.
not. Is that a thing, by the way, for the women in the house? That dirty Snickers?
You can't be wearing clean Snickers in there, like.
No, but just Snickers in general. Like, if a fella wore a pair of Snickers, is that a big thing? Give me a woo if it is, like. There was a fellow over here who did that now.
No? Not you, Owen?
It's just something, I don't know, there's something like. Maybe, like maybe it is, I don't know. Maybe. But the thing is, I wonder if Snickers attractive on a young one. If you saw a young one in Snickers, would you go, yup,
I can't answer that
yup,
question
you woman, yeah.
in the present company.
Yup, you then. This is.
Yes.
If I had the same.
Yes, I would.
Would you, yeah?
Thanks, Michal, for the vote of confidence there. I'm sure she said it was okay for me to say that. Otherwise, you've thrown me under all the buses.
Laura's on the way out to buy a pair of stickers now.
Yeah.
Anyway, go on anyway. You're amongst the workmen.
I was amongst the workmen. Two things happened.
Yeah.
I'm going to really make these quick because they mightn't be funny, but
Right.
they might be. It's lovely to see the synergy between the different trades. So there was electricians working in one corner trying to put a socket in for a mirror in the ladies' toilet that was going to light up. This was a last-minute thing.
Yeah.
I don't think they had planned this, and the electricians didn't know about it. So they were drilling a hole.
Right.
And the young electrician gentleman said to the other electrician gentleman on the other side of the wall, "Do you want me to make that hole wider?" And as I walked by the painter who was painting the steps, he said, that's your own business.
So.
But I was just walking through this situation, so there was no connection between the two lads.
Yeah.
But it was awful funny.
But you've seen that now firsthand.
Yeah. It's nice.
Is there, if you pardon the pun, a trade-off? Like do certain trades? Because I've always heard that the electricians are the laughing stock of the building site, really.
No, they kind of run it.
They're the womanly kind of. Why did I say that? It's not what I meant.
They're the more feminine. Yeah.
We would call them wee fannies. They're the wee fannies of the place, like. Yeah. But maybe not. My father was an electrician, actually. Maybe that's not a great way to do it.
No, they're all lovely.
But like the carpenters in the block there, they're the boys.
They are, in fairness. The three carpenters that are around, they're the hardest three lads
They're
in the
boys.
place. Yeah.
That is what boys are.
You want their approval over everybody else's.
Yeah.
Then comes the electricians, then the painters. Then
And
the
what
lads
about you
putting in
then?
the till.
And then what are you?
I'd be very, very, very way down the line. The
You're-
lad doing the sound. Not
Yeah.
a speaker up in the place this afternoon. And 6 weeks later.
And it's open tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the electricians gave me a new word.
Go on.
Bundoran.
Hang on a second now. You do know Bundoran is a place.
It is, but now it's a whole new meaning. All day long, if something was either finished or broken, they'd say that's Bundoran.
Because it's broken.
Yeah, so if something was absolutely fucked, like if it was broken or if it was just a job that was finished, that's Bundoran.
But
And
why?
this was, I was asking the same thing.
The broken part, I guess, because
I thought it was relating to Bundoran going, they think Bundoran is broken.
Yeah, well, the one thing I'd say about Bundoran is like I went to Bundoran last week, and I haven't been there since the 90s.
Yeah.
Right. But I might as well have gone 2 weeks in a row because nothing has changed in Bundoran. Honestly, like nothing
So
has
you
changed.
could say Bundoran is finished.
Oh, is that what they mean?
Possibly,
Well, they finished it in the 80s.
Yeah, and it's still
And they
the same
said that's
everything.
that now.
That's it now. So everything else is now finished. So that's Bundoran.
So they have their own lingo.
They did, but then they told me that it's apparently about an old lad that came in one evening, they were all taking smokes.
What?
They were smoking.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of smoke.
Taking smokes. He said that like
Taking
it was
smokes.
drugs. That fella took 3 cigarettes. Oh, he's off. Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So they were taking smokes.
Oh my God.
And then an older lad came in and he says, "Come here, give me an old tug out of that. I'll show you how it's done." And he smoked it right in.
Yeah.
Then he held it. He said, "Don't worry about it. Just keep it there in your chest.
He'll fart it out if he's not careful.
And then you want it to go into your head.
What?
And eventually it goes up into your head. And then you're Bundoran." And then he proceeded to collapse. So ever since that, all of them now say when something is done or fucked, that's Bundoran. That's that now. That.
And come here. I don't think that's how drugs really work, Ray, if I'm being honest.
He just didn't take it very well.
Fucking hell.
So that's that. Now will we go with the pictorial story?
Oh, please.
And then
if
we
you
can
will.
wrap up then with the gardener and the pregnant sheep.
Oh, yeah. I sure
Yeah.
can't wait. I'm beside myself.
Ryan McDermott is on the controls this evening. Fair play to him. Lovely. Okay, here we go. As you're aware, we are currently renovating a house to try and get into it.
Yes.
In the meantime, we were staying in alternative locations.
Yes.
In that alternative locations, we have a sitting room, right? And this is a picture of the fireplace in the sitting room. Now, it is a close-up.
It looks like the top of a door, doesn't
like
it?
a door.
To a
What
shed.
we're looking at here now is it's a stereotypical 60s, 70s kind of Ireland fireplace.
We would have called that a mantelpiece.
Mantelpiece, yeah, but the fireplace. And we've put it like a piece of wood. And you can see on the sides here, I've taped it up because I
Right.
didn't want a draft coming in. Because you know the way chimneys are.
So you don't use it for fire?
We don't use it for fire.
Right.
It's there.
Okay.
I've tried to limit the impact on our lives from it.
Okay.
Then, next thing, Laura tells me one evening that she heard a drop of scratching in behind it.
So I don't know what's behind it,
Yeah.
but I would be halfway to Australia. No, I mean that, because it doesn't matter if it's a robber
Yeah.
or a mouse. Neither of those things I want nothing to do with.
Well, Laura says, I think it's a mouse. And I said, absolutely not, right?
Oh, how
So
could there be?
No,
in
but
that-
there's no way a mouse is going to climb up a house, looking at
The mouse climbed up the house.
precipice of the chimney and look down and go, oh, that looks interesting, and then free falling job.
Come here. You're giving mice way too much credit, like, for their mental
But they are
capacity.
very smart little animals.
Well, they move into gaps that you wouldn't know.
Yeah, but there'd be no way that, unless the mouse wanted to try and commit suicide and it didn't work, because
No, you're giving it too much. You're giving the mouse.
suicidal mice.
No, you're giving it too much. Like, they can't think like that.
Okay, well, anyway, I said to Laura, there's no way that's a mouse. That is a little bird, if nothing else, that perhaps lost their way and came down the chimney.
I can almost guarantee already it's a mouse.
And then immediately Laura says to me, I heard no tweeting. And I says, okay, well, maybe the fall might have killed the bird.
But it's still scratching. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was still scratching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It killed the bird, but the bird is still scratching.
It lost the ability to speak, but
Yeah.
still scratched.
Yeah.
So, but the scratching stopped anyway, and we thought no more of it. And then there was a little bit of a smell. Yeah, a little bit of smell. So Laura says, I really appreciate, as my husband, that you would sort this out.
So you put on the Snickers pants.
So I put on the Snickers pants one Saturday morning, dirty as they were, and I says, no problem. Now, I was tired that morning. It was Saturday morning, I was tired, and I went down, and I wasn't looking forward to this because I was afraid of what I'd find. So I carefully removed the tape from around the thing.
Sorry, no, before.
I'm nervous.
Yeah,
because
I would be so
I don't
nervous.
know what I want. I'm gonna like this thing could still be alive.
Yeah.
Whatever was scratching.
It could have been
but
a-
I knew it wasn't a mouse.
Could have been a tiger.
Could
You
be
wouldn't
a
know.
tiger.
You wouldn't know what the hell it was.
Anything. Snake. Not anything.
Yeah.
So I took off the tape and I took off the stuff and I then looked in the fireplace, Brian.
I
Next
don't want
slide.
to see this now. Oh, clear enough.
Nothing.
Oh, what's hairy in the corner? Oh no, that's
Twig.
the wood.
It's a
Sorry.
twig.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all that was there. Absolutely nothing. So I had taken the tape off, I'd taken the board away, and I looked and I texted Laura a photo, that very photo, and I said, nothing there. I was right.
Yeah.
I told you there was nothing. You were imagining it. You're a woman. And I boarded it back up.
Yeah.
And I taped it back up. And then I went off to work. And then later in the day, Laura sent me a photo. Well, no, don't tell me, don't put it up there yet now. So Laura had come down to the sitting room where I had taped everything back up, and she realised that I had left all the sticky gaffer tape that I'd used to tape it up, the old tape, on the side of the mantelpiece. And she picked it up, and she went walking to the bin, and next thing she looked down and seen...
Oh! Oh! For the love of Jesus.
I didn't see that when I removed the gaffer tape. Nor did I see it as it was sitting to my left on the mantelpiece.
Oh my God.
Sorry, now I hope nobody's squeamish.
But Ray,
But you would think...
you caught him in a trap. Like.
It's immediately an Elvis song.
Yeah, yeah. He can't walk out.
He can't walk-
can't.
What's the next line?
I don't know, because he stuck to something or other. But look at all his hair. So he came down the
He
chimney.
came down the chimney. I don't know how big
the big Santa Claus
had
heading him. Yeah. The big Santa Claus and got stuck to your gaffer.
But no, he didn't get stuck. He tried to get out and then got stuck to the gaffer. That's sad times. That's a tough way to go.
Is he dead?
What? He's dead.
Oh, he's dead, like.
But the worst thing is, Laura got a fright, and the fright immediately dissipated because she was right. She immediately didn't mind the fact she was holding a mouse.
Yeah. To
And she
go,
went-
I knew it.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, a mouse or a rat?
Is that a rat? It's a mouse.
In the time it took me to tape it back up and leave, and then she find it and ring me to say she was right, part of me was wondering, did she plant the rat? Did she perhaps have some sort of a supplier and to stage the whole thing and just to make me look bad?
She has a rat guy. She has a rat guy, for sure, yeah.
She's right. I was going, Stephen, can you hook me up with a little rat? Nothing too fancy now, nothing too strict.
I can't believe that. Like, if I had seen... no, seriously, I can't deal with any of that at all. That's why, I mean, we talked about... what do we call them? Everyday Johns or something?
Oh, full-time Johns.
Anyone who listened last week, Jerry came over to the house and fixed all the stuff today, by the way. And I just sit there. Like
this is Nicola's uncle Jerry.
Yeah, like a little bitch while he fixed my whole house. It was fucking... It was so demoralised. I was like, Jesus Christ. And I wouldn't mind, but he heard the episode and he was milking us. Like,
just laughing. Is that right, Mark?
But if I saw a rat like that, like, I know for a fact... If there's a rat in the house, there's only one person dealing with this.
Nicola.
And it's Nicola.
Or Uncle Jerry.
Or Uncle Jerry, maybe if he had... No, but Nicola would deal with that, not me. Like, I'd be leaving the family, like, I'd be filing divorce, like, sorry, no, I can't hang around, like, that's the end of it now. Yeah. I don't know how.
You must feel
God
great about yourself.
And, like, the scariest thing I always heard, I don't know if it was urban myth or not, but they used to tell us when we were young, oh, you're never more than 6 foot away from a rat.
Stop.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Like, right underneath us... The Garavogue is very clean now, I must say. It's actually...
You're going entirely the wrong way there.
Oh yeah, they've never ever found
no.
about what the fuck is that dog?
You mentioned Uncle Jerry was over. Do you remember I said the gardener was coming over to do the back of the house?
Yes.
And it was the more than your Uncle Jerry. It was very upsetting.
Yeah, so there's something that anyone who doesn't know what we're on about here. There's something incredibly demoralising when your wife organises something to get fixed in the house and doesn't ask you to do it.
Or worse, your mother-in-law.
Or worse, your mother-in-law. Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's a whole new level of...
Yeah. It's so, like, you're just
he's
like...
He's useless, Laura. I'm going to get someone
that
to do
is
that.
literally her saying, he's useless, Laura.
He's useless, I get someone to do that.
So that's what we were talking about. They organised a gardener.
Gardener did come over, but I couldn't help... It was there, like, when the two of us were working from home and I had to go out at lunchtime. Couldn't help thinking about desperate wives. Desperate housewives.
Are you going to write them or something?
What? No, not me. I didn't want to be... No, not me, man.
Were you going out in your little gown? I made you tea. Wee leg hanging out at the front of us. Why don't you come on in for a minute so we take a break?
Owen is his name.
Oh no, she's away. Yeah, come on in.
Come on in. She's gone for her lunch.
Yeah. Oh,
that's a different way of looking at it.
You won't be owing me anything after you're finished with me.
That's definitely his tagline. You won't owe me anything after this. Anyway, rapid fire buzz around at the end of the first half.
Okay, go on.
Sheep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is the pregnant part.
Pregnant sheep.
Yeah.
When do you see lambs around the place?
Oh, I can tell you exactly.
When?
You see lambs in March.
Did you ever wonder why it was just March?
Well, I mean, the thing is, here's the thing, right? I'm not making... Like, human nature is a thing, and animal nature is a thing.
Human babies around all the time.
So this is the thing. You think... Sorry now. Sorry to everybody. You think... I know what you're getting at here. Lambs only ride one time of the year. But all I'd say is... No, but all I'll say is... Maybe we're not that different. I have 2 daughters. They were both born in September.
Okay! So you were particularly fun at Christmas?
It's really post-Christmas.
I was September.
Yeah, so New Year, there's nothing to be at, right? It's cold outside. You better warm up here now by getting close to each other. And sure, all of a sudden, do you know?
Yeah.
That's the 2 times I've ever done it.
Well,
and both times in January.
Well, I just want.
But I'm just saying, so in the animal kingdom, they obviously, the Boer sheep, whatever they're called.
You.
No, not me.
You.
No.
Am I right? It
not
is a you.
Me. Yo.
EWE, and you're calling that yo.
Yo.
I think YO would be yo.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong.
Is it a you or a yo?
EU. It is rotten, yeah. I'll
like
give you that.
American children showing dissatisfaction with something.
But they obviously go into heat at a certain stage. I have watched Clarkson's farm. Now, the great thing about the only difference in the sheep world is, at the animal world is, so if you have 100 sheep, right, they send in 2 fella sheep. And they'll get the job done.
Quickly.
In a day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
God forgive me. If that was me, I'd have to have a Lucasade after the first one. You know what I mean? They get the job done in a day. They send them into the field.
Yeah.
And the boys go. And that's it. If that was me, I'd be like, will you go away from me now for another week or so? Until I rejuvenate myself, will you? You know?
And I just found this fascinating. It came up during the week. I didn't know much about it. Apparently, it all kicks off on the 1st of October. That's when that's when the ram goes in for the day.
Right.
Ram is the male sheep. Yes.
Yeah.
That's not the way it's correct pronunciation, is it? Ram.
Maybe sheep celebrate Christmas in October. You wouldn't know in September. Maybe
But the mad thing is that 5 months later, all the lambs arrive.
5.
5.
Oh yeah, so I wasn't far off February, March, kind
Yeah.
of, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I do see them in the fields out and about. You know,
Yeah.
I'm gone mad into farming ever since Clarkson's farm.
Does he have his sheep?
Yeah, no, he had sheep and everything. I'm gone mad into farming. The only thing is, like we've been saying the whole way through this first half, is I don't have the hands to be working on a farm, but or the energy or the want. But I love the idea of it. Like,
Yeah.
I love the idea of farming until I hear that he was up at 4 a.m. with his hand up a sheep's arse, and then I'm like, actually, do you know what? It's nice to watch it on the telly sometimes.
When you were playing the farm simulator, was that option available?
To be up at 4 a.m.
Up
Yeah,
at
no, I
sheep's
don't know.
arse.
That's the thing as well. Like,
Virtual reality job.
yeah, there is a farm simulator game on the PlayStation that I played like for ages, and I loved it. To which I knew well, Nicola was looking at me going, "I wish you had the same work ethic in real life that you did on the fake farm on the PlayStation." You know?
You know the sheep stuff?
Yeah.
I've realised it wasn't going anywhere.
What do you mean?
Just that, I was actually sitting there going, that was just a few facts I learned.
What's your? It's not all comedy, right?
No.
Sometimes you just.
Sometimes you learn.
Listen, the second half is going to be. You won't find it now when we get to the second half.
There's always a scrape in the bottom of the barrel bit. Everybody comes for that bit.
No, the only problem with that is, and we leave it at this now, talking about the sheep, is I've seen it. The second the boys come out, because they don't know what incest is,
Yeah.
they're not taught. There's no sheep school, by the way. They don't teach. There's no school for sheep. I think it's a disgrace. But anyway, they put a band around it straight away, like.
What?
And like every fella in the room goes, "You fucking." That's what they do, like.
Put a band around.
Yeah, because they don't want the fella sheep going off.
I just seen us in the Atlantic circled around the sheep.
Well, to put a band,
band.
right, yeah. There's a banjo, there's a guitar. And after he hears the Atlantic playing, he goes, "I don't want that, and I don't want to ride that, and I don't want to do that." This is shite. This life is shite. So listen, we're going to take a break for, I don't know, 5-10 minutes
Did
maybe.
you want to just mention the barcode before we go?
There's a friend of ours, Sean Brown, who is currently working his way through motor neurons disease, okay? He's from Sligo, so in the second half we're going to put a little barcode up to there's an I Donate page that people can, and we're not just doing that for nothing, like it's actually something. Oh, there it is, there's a barcode. We're going to leave it on during the second half of the show.
Fair play to you, Brian.
Yeah.
He just whips these barcodes.
We're going to leave it on during the halftime, sorry. Anyone who can donate, it genuinely means something to me and Ray. Like, this isn't, it's someone that we both know and have worked with for a long time. We know what they're going through, and every little will help with it. So if you can donate at all, please do. And we'll see you in the second half of the show. We'll see you in about 10 minutes. Good
Thanks
luck.
very much. See you after.
Settle down, Lechy. Yeah.
I've pain.
Why?
Because I laughed there.
Oh, yeah. When you get to Ray's age, you can't laugh. You know, the whole thing, everything fades.
Sorry,
Okay,
Brian.
So, we're going to start the second half with a big, massive bowl of bust. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Mr. Dave Duke.
We should have played music.
He's starting.
Thanks very much. Thanks for coming.
Thank you so much indeed.
Thanks for coming.
Now, it was great bit of music
Pints.
there. Just throwing it. Oh, hang on, pints. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Dave Duke is here.
Hello.
How are you keeping? Any news?
Not too bad. This is lovely. This is the 2.5% that you can drink drive on, is
Yes.
it?
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
Drink responsibly.
No, that's actually a lovely beer. I
Isn't it
wasn't paid
nice?
to say that, and I won't be drink driving. I will be driving though.
Yeah. So he's been drinking that all day, and he'll show you later on. It's no, don't make that joke.
What?
That's shite. Okay.
What a
anyway,
wonderful way to advertise it, though.
Yeah, I
you won't
know,
be
yeah.
drink driving on this stuff.
You won't be drink driving on
You'll
this
just
stuff,
be
that's
driving.
right, yeah. They might as well call it White Hag 00. That's the way it's gone.
Yeah.
Bob from. Oh, thank you so much. This is not 00, ladies and gentlemen. This is.
Oh, I have an awful pain. Sorry, Dave, we'll be with you in 1 second there
No
now.
bother. I'll just take another sip here.
The downward on that, yeah.
Yeah. Now.
Okay, so now.
Up Leitrim,
Ah,
up right.
Leitrim. You.
Is there a Leitrim contingent in tonight in support of Dave? One person.
Alan
Oh, wait,
down the
no.
back.
How are you?
Oh,
Dave's family are in. Great.
That is half the population of Leitrim when you count me in. 3 of us. We're here.
so, the one question, well, Ray was going to ask. Do you want to ask your first
I'm gonna
question?
ask
Ray,
the first
actually?
question.
So I was going to ruin it there by doing
Well, I
that
have two
instead.
questions. The first question is it your real name?
Yes.
Great.
So you actually have a name. Like, how showbiz is the name Is it Duke or Duke?
Duke, because Duke has too much British connotations, like the Duke of Edinburgh.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah.
Although it does lead to a lot of spelling mistakes, because you have the Nissan Duke, which is J, but Dave Duke, it's just too pronounced. So Dave Duke.
Dave Duke.
Yeah.
Do you drive a Duke?
I don't. I drive a 2012 Audi A4 with worn out brake discs on the back. So every time you
So
stop
there's not
at
a huge
junction,
amount of money in radio, is what you're saying, really.
Fuck all, to be honest.
That was my question. How did you get into the radio /comedy /TikTok?
Jesus. Comedy now is a big
Well,
stretch.
you can start with the radio.
It's something I always wanted to do from, say, about 13 or 14. So would have grown up in a household. It was Northwest Radio that was on all day, every day. Death notices, just absolutely everything was listened to and digested. Until the Angelus at 6 o'clock, the radio would go off and then the TV would go on. And I was like, Jesus, the radio's getting a lot of attention and I'm an only child. How can I get attention? And the two of them came together. So had 10 minutes in a... career guidance teacher?
Didn't suggest the priesthood, no?
No.
Only child, attention.
Well, my grandmother wanted me to be a priest, had to be, because she made me become an altar boy, even with all the negative connotations.
He's still wearing
around
the
it.
shirt from the... I'm only messing. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I went to work like this today and I expected to get abuse and I got none, which is probably more of a sign, take that fucking shit off, than actually wear it.
No, you're trendy. I'm only messing.
So were you doing little radio shows at home when you were young?
Yeah, the classic, I was a little boy with a radio and I used to record myself into cassette tapes, but that was genuinely me. I was a sado.
So you knew straight, like, from the off, no, I'm going to try and do radio. Because one thing I've noticed is nowadays a lot of people fall into it. Mm-hmm. Now I think they should be lifted back out of it again, some of them.
Well,
Come here, you're after falling there
me.
today, FM. No, and you should be lifted back out of it again. No, but that was you. That's what it was.
That was me in a nutshell. Now, obviously, I had other dreams and aspirations. I wanted to become a rally driver. I had thought of accountancy for all of about 5 minutes.
They're very different now. Either a rally driver or an accountant is two very different aspirations to have grown up.
The rally driver, because Colin McRae was one of my heroes. He was Scottish rally driver.
I didn't know who you were talking about there. I was going, who?
Who?
Do you know Colin McRae?
It's a real all of sport I don't look at.
Yeah.
None of it.
None of it.
Just history.
Just history.
Yeah, just history.
So when I was growing up, his game came out in the PlayStation. I was like, I'll become a rally driver. Then when I went to school, I was quite good at quick math, but I then quickly realised in accountancy, they are well paid, but they actually do a lot of difficult work. So then settled on radio and went from there.
So how did you start then in radio? What was the first radio station you worked for?
Western Waves Community Radio in Bundoran, would you believe?
Oh, sorry.
Absolutely finished.
Finished. I am like...
Ball burst. Game over.
I'm a child who made it out of the Bundoran ghetto.
I start, you know...
That's why I have the drug dealer shirt. Yeah.
I too did a little bit of community radio back in the day.
Did you? Where did you do
CCR.
Ah.
Castlebar Community Radio.
Class. Well, Jeez, I don't know if I should say this.
Of course
I know,
you should.
it's safe enough now.
Yeah.
Western Waves Community Radio was government funded, but we never actually got on the air.
What?
That sounds like a lot of government funding now. It actually went nowhere.
We went fucking nowhere. And fast. And then it ran out and was on the dole for a while.
Can I ask you, how many days were you going in before you realised, hang on now a minute, this isn't going anywhere at all. These mics aren't even plugged in.
I think it copped on pretty quick, but you didn't want to bring that to the high command.
You just kind of let it go, like.
You kind of let it go. You were getting a wage. You could go out every evening.
You were on the radio.
I was on a chair in a radio station. And it just kind of carried on. I suppose I came out of college straight into that job.
What did you do in college?
Radio.
Class.
No,
Jeez, this is a vocation.
I am one-dimensional when it comes to radio. It's like, so you grew up, you wanted to do radio, you went and done the radio in college, and then you done the radio. Yeah. Fair play to you.
It's a bit mad that you had, because would you consider yourself so this isn't a beef or anything with anyone, but it is kind of. Would you consider yourself like a classical radio DJ? Because let's say now, we get comments on our TikTok a lot saying, microphones and podcast material are
Too expensive.
No, they're too cheap now. Maybe
yeah.
Stop. So you get a lot of flutes, right, who become broadcasters, whereas you'd be more of a classical DJ, like a radio DJ.
You could, but things have changed so much that you don't actually have to go through radio college. And some of the best radio presenters never went to radio college.
Some of the worst ones too actually didn't go to radio college. Can I just say that too?
True, but things have changed so much that, like yourselves, anybody can have a podcast, anybody can have a social media, and they can be picked up from that. And some of the greatest people maybe went and done an arts degree in Galway for a few years, and now they're amazing radio presenters.
Yeah, I have to tell my arts degree story. But there was a friend of mine doing an arts degree in NUIG, and this is nothing against anyone who did arts degrees. I tried it too. But he was really thinking, like, I don't know if I want to do this. Like, it doesn't feel like it's going anywhere, you know? The thing was, I finished school in 2009. And back then it was like, everyone has to go to university. You better go to university now or you're a nobody. Do an arts degree in university or else don't be going down to the IT now like a flute. That was always the thing.
Yeah.
There was a friend of mine doing an arts degree in Galway and he was really like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. And he went for a shite. And it's funny how a shite can literally make you rethink your whole life. He went for a shite in the Jacks and NUIG. And when he went to pull the toilet paper, there was a wording on it and it said, pull here for an arts degree. Right? And that was when he decided, no, I'm dropping out. I'm not doing this anymore. I'm dropping, and that's it done, you know. But I don't know where that story was going now, to tell you the truth.
Like
well,
me and
there
the
is a
sheep.
meaning behind it. One shite can change your life.
One shite can change your life. That's so true.
Did you go straight from Bundoran to the big time in iRadio?
No, so iRadio might have happened a little bit sooner if I didn't crash my car one Saturday night.
Oh, because you like the rallying too.
I do. And I was rallying.
He was undecided at this point.
Yeah.
Oh, thanks.
So I had a Peugeot 206 with a very...
We have a Peugeot 206.
Oh, what a beast.
They're a
What
great
an
car.
Absolute beast. 1 litre, no exhaust.
No.
And everybody
No side
knew.
wing.
You get very specific there now, Ray.
Sorry.
No, they were a class car, though. I love a bit of French. So, used to DJ, there was a nightclub in Bundoran called Jumpin' Jacks. So, woo, Jesus. That's the first time Jumpin' Jacks has got a shout in so long. Yeah. And so I used to finish up there, and then everybody knew I wasn't drinking, so I used to be able to drive people home. And you'd be burning lifts everywhere over back roads. And I was meant to go to an open casting for iRadio in Tullamore on a Monday, and we were going over this back road with 2 lads in the back of the car, another one in the front. And it's 4 o'clock in the morning. You don't expect to meet anyone. We went over this little crest of a hill, and there was a car sitting in the middle of the road. So jammed on the brakes, let off again because we were going to slide into the car, got out by one side down. Relief. Bang. Hits a ditch, and then the car just flips over on its side. Now, it was a small accident because we had taken most of the speed out of it. Yeah. But I could have went to the open casting then. But everything works out for a reason. 6 months later, I'm on the dole. I see a job. It's in Dublin. It looks creative. And I go for it in my oversized suit in my second Peugeot 206, would you believe? And hear nothing back for 6 months. I didn't even know what they did. But it turns out they were the media sales house for iRadio. So your man who interviewed me knew I was shit for a sales job, but that I might be okay for a radio job.
No way.
So that was my in to radio.
How long are you with them?
iRadio?
Yeah.
7, 8 years.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
And you do the 3 to 6 show, which is real prime time. Like,
big bald stuff. Yeah.
Big old,
big swinging
big
Mickey.
throbbing baby.
Yeah. Do you know who I am? No, I'm not an inter-county footballer. This hasn't went well.
And is that it now? Do you see yourself doing that? Because I have noticed lately that you've obviously started broadening your horizons a little bit by delving into the social media world. That's how kind of we know about you more so, is that you're popping up on my TikTok now every single day.
My apologies.
Yeah, no, in a good way though.
How much have people been affected by Dave in the audience? Yeah, it's tough. Yeah. See, it's
there will be compensation at a later date.
There'll be a scheme.
But
There will be.
Is that just you realise now?
Retribution, isn't it called? What do you call them?
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah, retributions. Yeah.
That sounds more like a Denzel Washington film.
Retribution.
Retribution.
So,
Dave Duke.
do you think that Is that just the way it's going now? That you kind of have to be a personality
Yeah.
online now as well?
100%.
Is radio dead? That's what I wanted to ask you, really. Is radio going to die?
No, it won't.
And
Are
has
we
the
going to be going
cash
through a
machine
way?
killed it?
Has the cash machine killed us? Is a great question.
I'll answer that one way about the cash machine.
Careful now.
Text the word yes to 57557. Cost is €2.50 plus your standard mess rate to play. You do have to be over 18 to enter.
How much is it this week?
Yeah.
Thank you very much for saving my ass there. 'cause for a man who reads it 3 times a day, 5 days a week. The updates change.
Can you
have to
enter
listen
it yourself?
in. No, can I? Fuck.
Can you not?
No.
Sometimes the people that run the raffle win the
They
raffle.
win the raffle sometimes, they do.
When the cash machine first came in, it was massive at Christmas, and my mother was like, "Oh, and we didn't get the cash machine call today," and I was like, "What?" It was like, "Yeah, we all entered the cash machine, me and your brother," and I was like, "No. You can't enter the cash machine." She nearly fell off her chair.
Yeah.
Because she's related to you.
Yeah.
That's very unfair. This country's fucked.
So, someone asked, why is that? Imagine the call comes through and it's like, hello, who are you? Breach, anything interesting about you? Yeah, Dave Duke's my son. All right. It would look like the biggest
Yeah,
scam
well,
in the
yeah.
world. So for my safety and her safety and the legitimacy of the cash machine, no.
Speaking
Close
of the
relatives.
cash machine, how do I make it stop for the rest of my life? How do I make... So the thing is,
I can answer that.
Go on.
Great.
Text the word yes to 57557. Cost is €2.50 plus your standard mess rate.
Because you wouldn't mind it if you won it.
No, I
In
wouldn't
fair-
mind it at
would
all.
you
Fun
help?
it, but I consume a lot of podcast content just for the fact that every time I turn on iRadio or News Talk or Today FM, it's you're guaranteed in the next 4 minutes they're going to start talking about this bastard cash machine.
Just like it's a guaranteed winner tomorrow, €157,000.
You're affected. You're affected.
Yes.
You have Stockholm syndrome. I'm just going to let you know that.
I just love
Sorry.
making people happy with Barry Dunn's cash machine call. Every Friday after 3, answer your phone.
Would there ever be a time where all the radio DJs get together and strike and go, no more of this now?
No more
It's just
cash
wrong,
machine.
and we're just going. We're all stopping.
If anything, we want more.
Why?
I'd say every half an hour would be a nice sweet spot.
Jesus, to give away another $100,000 every half an hour as well.
No, just to remind people that they could win it at the end of the week if they spend $7.50 on the 18 entries that you get when you apply 3 times. It's awful. It's gambling.
It is gambling. That's exactly what it is. You're enabling gambling. I hope you're happy with yourself.
Anyway.
You're the worst kind of people. So actually, we're going to start up a Kendy Raybo cash machine. So €20.21, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you remember that number. Come here, should we get into some crack while we have Dave here? I alluded to the fact that you're flying on TikTok right now, aren't you? You're showing up on my TikTok page all the time.
Apparently so.
Now,
Are you enjoying it?
Yes and no.
Feels like you wake up, as I said to you upstairs, with a backlog of ideas that come pouring out of you on a daily basis.
The phone is full of ideas, but most of them are absolute horseshit. Like, I'm putting up videos and watching them for 5 minutes and then going, nah, I'm taking that down. Delete that immediately.
do you have
now.
to post every day?
Yeah.
You have to post every day.
6 out of the 7 days. Like,
Jesus,
averaging 6. But then there's Instagrammers and TikTokers. Like, there's one specific one in Dublin, and she could put up 12 videos a day.
God almighty.
I don't know how you could manage anything
So,
else.
one of the biggest TikToker in the whole country is Garen Noon, right? Garen is flying at the moment, albeit having taken a break. Garen was on Alan Clark's podcast on his Patreon during the week, right? Now, Alan is one of the worst podcasters in the country. However,
Yeah,
he got,
statistically proven.
so he is one of the worst.
There's 10 press releases in entire radio all the time.
Everyone's laughing.
Once again, the worst podcaster in the world. I can't believe it.
So
I keep sending them to him. Like, look, again.
So Garen was on his podcast this week, and they got into a topic about people who are going to make it next in the TikTok world. Now you can play the shagging video,
Have you heard
Brian,
this,
if you don't
no?
mind.
Jeez, I fucking should pay for the Patreon, shouldn't I?
Super funny, interesting people out there who are way better than me, who just haven't had that, that haven't either put out enough videos or just haven't had the time for people to, enough people to see it yet. Do you know who I see doing really well now? Who I always knew it would do is Dave Duke. Dave Duke is flying now. And he's putting out videos and they're always getting loads of views. And I always knew that would happen. And he started getting consistent in the last while.
Yeah.
And his videos are just going like that. And it just goes to show you, like, when you have that something about you, when you have your personality, you're funny, all it really takes is just putting yourself out there and people will find you.
But Dave Duke is funny and he's consistent, but his content is so intelligent.
It's so fun. But
it's so smart.
See, we both know him, so we know from talking to Dave, like, Dave is as sharp as anyone.
Yeah.
He's sharp, and he's been doing radio for years. He's such a good communicator. Yeah. And it's so obvious that somebody like that, when putting out consistent videos, is going to be successful. Yeah. There's just no way they can't be. I genuinely believe if he stays on the level of consistency that he's at now, I think he'll easily have 1 million followers in 18 months.
There you have it.
18 months.
You heard it here, Dave.
Jesus
Christ. How many followers do you have?
Like cross-platform?
No, just say TikTok. Let's just say TikTok.
2.1 million.
There you go, Dave. You have 18 months to get 2.1 million followers. If he surpasses 2.1 million in 18 months, what do you do for him? I want you to set him a challenge and do something for him, or give him something at the end.
See, now I feel like I'm calling him out. Now I feel like I'm putting pressure on him that he doesn't need.
I know him personally, and I know him a little bit better than you, and he needs this.
Dave, I'll send you on a holiday. I'll pay for you to go on holiday.
Oh! Out of the country?
Yeah. You have to pass my no, if he gets to 1 million followers, he doesn't even have to pass me.
In 18 months?
In 18 months, I'll pay for you to go on holiday.
Out of the country?
Out of the country.
With his girlfriend?
With his girlfriend.
That's insane! He has to bring me, because I set up the challenge. Let's go. Right. That's an insane challenge.
Yeah, let's go.
Alright, brilliant. I'm going to reach everything from now on.
I think you'll do it sooner.
Okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
So, you have 18 months to pass. How many followers are you on now? On TikTok?
60 something.
So you have to...
60, like...
Actually, we'll get that done tonight. There must be 40 people here. We'll definitely get that done tonight.
I was chatting to Alan before the show. It is an all-expenses paid trip to Iran. And
no, it depends how quickly you do it. If you do it in the 18 months, if you get to 1 million followers in the 18 months, you get to go to Iran.
Yeah.
Okay. Does it get, if I could do it quicker?
If you do it in 24 months, you're going to Teso Park. If you do it in 6 months, you're going to Barbados. So there we go. And Garen is paying for the whole lot. You can go to South Kilkenny. No, that's in 10 years if you make it to...
No, I'll take Iran.
Iran is lovely now at the minute.
It's lovely this time of year.
You did want to talk about Iran.
No, don't get into Iran. Jesus Christ.
Well, you can't get into Iran the way things are going. It's absolutely impossible. Everybody's leaving Iran.
Do you reckon you can make 1 million followers in 18 months? Garen is... all expenses.
I'll reveal something now because I didn't want to put it public or anything before I seen that. Garen has been super supportive on messages.
Yeah.
Like, the reason I got into TikTok was to promote the radio show, not to have a massive TikTok following or to be a social media star. But the way things have gone, and I'll just tell this little brief story when we're on their detour. There is someone in radio currently who was told they will never, ever have a radio show until they built up their following, and then they were the dog's bollocks.
No way.
And they were shat on because they were a nobody, and currently they were looking for somebodies. And then when they became somebody, they were the somebody. And since I've heard that, I'm like, it's a fool's game thinking you can only be excellent at radio and survive in the industry. I'm not saying that is an unfortunate thing. I'm not saying it is a great thing. It is the reality. And that's why I'm on TikTok. And also the fact that people think I am 75 on the radio, twice divorced, with 4 kids who smokes 40 Benson a day. And when I'm talking about TikTok and an 18-year-old hears me, they think I'm a pervert. So that's why I need my face out there.
But also, what inspired, one of your best things on TikTok is the whole Mary thing.
Mary?
Yeah. Mary. What inspired, did you have visitors in the house?
Oh.
And did that inspire it?
So Mum very brief backstory without boring the whole yet.
Is your mum's name Breege?
Breach. Breach is a wonderful woman. Breach had me when she was 20. And it was very unexpected. And it was in 1993 in a devotedly Catholic house where the mother and baby homes were still a thing. And neighbours called and was like, don't be keeping that fucking baby now. Ship her and him out of here. That was the reality still. And I didn't hear that until like my granddad's funeral, which brought it home. I knew she was always a wonderful woman. But that really brought it home. She was one of 8, so 4 and 4. Grandmother was a twin, had 3 sets of twins. One of those twins has a set of twins. This is the lineage I'm coming from, so I'm always around women and commotion. And any time anything was on in the house, whether it was a wedding, communion, confirmation, walls were knocked, house was painted, skirting boards were literally checked behind to make sure they were clean. And now that I'm with my girlfriend of 10 years who wants that ring quick, maybe
I was going to say.
maybe
Jesus.
Garen could pay for the ring and not the holiday. That'd be great. I've seen it in her as well when visitors are coming over. I'm like, we're trying to enjoy these people's company, but all we're doing is looking at specks on the dirt
wasting
floor.
your time.
So that's
Yeah.
where the Mary videos
Yeah.
started. But just to say about Garen, because I sidetracked, Garen has been super supportive. He sent me a message one night when I was like, what the fuck am I doing posting these dumb videos? And he was like, just keep at it, man. And coming from someone like himself, who we all know is phenomenal, and the respect I have for him is massive for messaging someone like me and just being like, keep at it. And I didn't want to say that or put it on Instagram and make a big deal of it. But now that he has said it publicly, I just want to say thank you, Garen. And
Now,
I will
Alan,
also be...
Alan, on the other hand, is a wanker.
Don't get me started on Alan Clark. It's
You're
me
not.
that's actually sending out the press releases about his podcast. Now, Alan has been so supportive from day one. Like, he got me to his shows. He got me gigs. We used to do teen gigs. Not Alan would... Sorry, yes.
Can I just speak to that whole... I seen you at Alan's show back in Enniscrone, and I've never seen a man
Demented.
do those things to such a room full of people, mostly women, in my life. It was unbelievable.
Well, he's going to do it again tonight, lad. You won't find it.
You won't find it now.
No, he's
you won't
gonna do
find
it
it now.
The video is on Alan's XXX Patreon.
But you have a great way with you with just getting the crowd going, and that is such a rare thing to find in people, you know?
Look, I enjoy what I do, and there is not an expectation of me. If someone is there for a good time and they've paid money to have a good time,
A lot of money, Talon.
and they're in the mentality,
And then it goes to you bollocks.
And Brian.
and they're like, maybe they have one night off from kids, they have a shit job and they're desperate at their desk Monday to Friday. Why can't you have the bit of crack with them?
Yeah.
Like, I'd be absolutely bollocksed after every DJing show I do, because I just want to give what I can. And also, Alan pays me very handsomely. So
You're a giver and you receive.
Receives the money and
it's important to make sure there's context right, taken and given.
Yeah.
You know?
And taking and receiving.
Yeah. My favourite is receiving the money after. I love it, yeah.
I had a question.
Yes.
Who's the most famous person you've ever interviewed? Now, we have a projected answer to this, but we'll see what you say.
In an Irish context, Niall Horan.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's the man from Boyzone.
Isn't the man out even just mentioning his name and you got to, woo?
That's unbelievable. Man from Westlife. That's class. Okay, now.
And I walked up and I was like, when you're looking like that. And he was like, all right, sound. He's absolutely lovely.
Yeah,
Salt
seems
of
like
the
a
earth.
nice fella.
And in an international context, Dua Lipa.
Oh, I thought the Charlie XEX.
Yeah. One of the videos I deleted off TikTok.
Why?
I
Because your hair.
No, I didn't.
I love the way you went that in the barrel. Oh, your hair that day was
No,
very
he
bad.
said it. He said, geez, what was going on with my hair that day? And then geez, poor fella, I thought it looked lovely.
I never said anything
Can I be-
such.
Oh, did I dream that?
Can I be pure ignorant and ask this question? This
Yes.
is real ignorant now. Is
No.
is Charlie XCX?
How do you spell that, by the way?
So
It's Charlie,
Charlie,
and then
and then X
Yeah.
E X.
XC.
C.
I know that's what I said. XC X. Is Charlie XCX a fella?
No.
No, she's girly.
She's all woman, baby.
And did you not? You can,
How did you interview That, him, her. How'd you interview her?
Just over Zoom. So
They.
it's they.
Those.
They are lovely with those things. And so before, it's kind of moved away from this. Record labels would just throw artists at you on the regular. So you could... My very first interview on iRadio when I was on Nighttime was Dua Lipa. Like
Or Dewey's Lupo, as we call her.
Dewey's Lupo, yeah. I thought that was a fella as well. It's a woman. Not by looking at them, I just didn't know. But anyway, Dua Lipa.
she was only on the way up. She only had a couple of songs. If anyone ever finds that interview, I am ruined because it was absolutely atrocious.
No
Were you
way.
fangirling?
Yes.
Yes, I thought. Yeah.
Ray, like some of the stupid things that, because you were so focused on work and doing a good job that you didn't say yes to the fun things, like Ray.
What's Ray?
Ray's a woman.
I thought he was saying my name, and
Ray
it was
is
really
a
awkward.
woman.
I was going, is he having a stroke?
Hang on now.
He kept saying Ray.
Ray's
I'm
a
going,
woman. Ray's a woman, in case anyone's wondering. Well, so here's the thing, right? So you're obviously well versed in modern music, then, because you
Yeah.
have to stay up to date with it.
Somewhat.
So that's very interesting that
very
you say
interesting.
that, actually.
If it's Chapel Rowan you want,
Because we have
we'll
something
give it
else.
to you on iRadio.
I pulled a muscle in my arm. Ray, will you take out your yoke?
I have it, yes.
No, that yoke. I mean,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
your yoke. I mean, where did I leave my yoke?
I have it. It's all right.
So here's the crack.
Oh, take it off me then when you give
Here's
it
the
to
crack,
me.
Dave Duke. Ray's going to tell you what the crack is there.
Because you're a fancy radio DJ,
Yes.
and you know the chart songs,
Yes.
we've decided to set you a small challenge. Well, it might be a couple of minutes. But that challenge is to try and guess the song. And we have some firm favourites of the podcast back to recite some lyrics for you.
Excellent.
And
Now,
you will have to guess the song.
So the people that are reciting the lyrics are Ray's mammy Carmel
You can try and guess.
and my mammy Geraldine.
Yeah.
And they are reading out the lyrics of popular songs now.
Some of the lyrics.
Yeah. And you have to guess what song they're reading out.
is WAP in there?
No.
It was in it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Excellent.
did this before, and WAP, my mother read out WAP. Yeah. And she knew every
Sometimes.
word. She said, don't even send me the lyrics, Mark. She said, I don't.
Do you want it rapped or?
Yeah. She said, I was just listening to Philomena Begley and then WAP. I have it off. So
Throw Down the Blanket was that era's WAP.
the blanket was on the ground. I'm not getting into it, so I'm not going to say that about me,
We'll
mammy.
go with
Anyway,
the first clip and see what
So
you think.
who
Okay.
is who's singing? Who's doing the first one?
And don't be helping them.
No, but which mother is doing the first one?
Oh, it's Geraldine, I think, isn't it? Yeah, I think it's Geraldine.
My
Yes.
mother, Geraldine, is
Geraldine,
doing
Kendy.
this. Here we go.
But bet we'd have really good bed chem. How you pick me up, pull him down, turn me round. Oh, it just makes sense. How you talk so sweet when you're doing bad things. That's bed chem. How you're looking at me. Yeah, I know what that means, and I'm obsessed. Are you free next week?
She's a lovely speaker, isn't she?
Sometimes I wonder they should get her to rap on songs. Like they should. Like
First of all, I know we've done this before, but how the fuck did you get her to do it again?
no, she said this is the last time. She told
This
me.
last
Yeah.
My mother was full of glee. She was
No.
like, oh, go on. What
My
have you
mother
got?
said, "Tell Laura that's it now." She said, "Tell Laura that's it now." You know,
Until the next time.
Yeah.
until the next time we ask her.
Artist and name of song.
Sabrina Carpenter, Bed Chem.
Very good.
Like I wouldn't have a clue of that.
No, none of these. Look at that.
What a pity of applause. Yeah, well done. The radio DJ guessed the song.
Okay,
Thank you.
So the next one is Carmel, is it? So
My
here's
mother, yeah.
Ray's mammy reading out a song.
Great fun.
Hey, cute jeans, take mine off me. Oh, golly gee, I can't take no more. I'm going weak in my knees. Where'd you put those keys? We shall share one seat. We can share one seat.
She was so relieved finishing that verse. You could hear her. We should say one seat. Is that enough now?
There'll be a few people relieving themselves of that. Be careful. Don't put
Have
that
you-
on TikTok.
Have you any idea who that is?
We'll share one seat. We can share
This is great. I
one
think we
seat.
have him.
Anyone out there know what it is? Brendan
Oh,
Shine.
wow.
It's Brendan Shine. Do you want your old lobby? No, it's not. Right?
You give up? Do you want to phone a friend?
Is it Chapel Rowan?
No.
All right, I'm out. Phone a
Tate
friend.
McRae, sports car.
Ah,
State McRae.
Tate.
Tate McRae. Colin McRae sports car. That's what that is.
We'll
So
go-
number 3 is
Number
that
3
my?
is Geraldine again.
There's my mammy.
My boy's a winner. He loves the game. My lips reflect off his cross gold chain. I like the way he's telling me my ass looks good in these blue jeans. My cheeks are red like cherries in the spring. Body's a work of art you die to see.
It doesn't like. It's so hard to hear my mammy saying stuff like that.
And I think she's watching Countdown in the background. You can actually hear the drop of Countdown
You'll
on the
notice,
television.
you'll notice in the background it's Countdown and the chase that are while she's recording those. It's not nice to hear your mammy say my cheeks are red.
Again.
Do you know the song?
No.
No! Does anybody know the song? Oh, wow, we've done very well tonight.
Where?
And by we, I don't mean me and Mar. Fair play to Laura.
What's the song?
Addison Rae, Diet Pepsi.
Ah.
Yeah.
That hasn't made it Thai radio yet.
Yeah, sure.
We're sponsored
All right.
by Coca-Cola.
So this next one is my mother, and it is a departure from my mother because she's crossed the line which she hasn't crossed before. Play it there, Brian.
You told me get a job, then you ask where the hell I've been. And I'm too perfect till I open my big mouth. I want to be me. Is that not allowed? And I'm too clever, and then I'm too fucking dumb. You hate it when I cry, unless it's that time of the month. And I'm too perfect till I show you that I'm not. 1,000 people I could be for you, and you hate the fucking lot.
The second one had Venom.
Ray,
I know.
that's not a song she's writing. That's your old fella. That's a note you wrote to your dad.
That's my mother having a chat with ML.
You old bastard, you.
You know that one, don't you?
I just sing it in my head.
Do you?
Yeah. Lola Young Messi.
Very good.
What is this?
Yes.
Lolly Young.
Messi, yeah.
A woman.
Messi like the foot. I'm not doing the footballer joke. Go on, okay.
But
No, mega.
I have to say, my mother's never cursed on air before.
No way.
And the second one, she went into it like.
Yeah, she
She went for it.
I'll tell you one thing, Ray. She knew that word anyway, that's for sure.
She used it before.
She knew it. She knew what you wanted her
Right,
to say.
last one there now is a bit of Geraldine. To finish off.
You want to guess the colour of my underwear? You want to know what I got going on down there? Is it pretty in pink or all see-through? Is it showing off my brand new lower back tattoo?
My brand new lower back
The only
tattoo.
she has a Galway crest tattooed on her back.
Is it Galway or Scotland?
She has a Galway GA crest tattooed on her lower back. Oh.
Brazilian on the front, Galway on the back.
Thanks very much for coming. We're going to leave it at that. And we'll see you all again.
You know it.
This was a song that was a hot topic on Joe Duffy in October of last year. Charlie XCX, Billie Eilish, Guess.
Yeah, it's a great tune.
Guess.
But is
oh
it
no, sorry,
right?
it's called.
What?
Is it right?
Is it right?
Is the song right? No.
I think, the song is right, yeah, but it's a great tune.
Oh, yeah.
I thought you were asking me like in a
I thought
general
you said
sense.
guess. Guess what we're saying.
No, I thought he was saying, is the song right though? Do you know? Yeah, are we gone a bit far? You know, Ireland, we should be go back to the olden days.
Could you do it? Not guess. Could you be the new Joe Duffy if you were asked tomorrow?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I'd love it.
Would
I'd
ya?
absolutely love it. Go
Yeah.
on, go on, go on.
You have to rub your nipples when you ask them that.
And Geraldine, you got an interesting tattoo there in your back, don't you? What don't you do in the front? It's the dream job.
Is it?
You got to be impartial. You got to sit back. You just got to prod the old ones just ever so slightly.
Yeah.
Go on, say the mad thing there now. Oh, go on. Be serious. Joe Duffy knows they're all mental, but he's just like a puppeteer on strings, grinning them in. How long there, Michael, now? Mikey, come in here. It's an amazing job.
Yeah.
Like, he's amazing what he does. I know a lot of people...
Prodding old ones.
He can be... Yeah.
I get in trouble for prodding old ones. Anyway.
Prodding old ones sounds like a 12th of July tribute band. The Saints go marching in. We're going to have lovely entertainment here tonight. The prodding old ones, ladies and gentlemen. The prodding old ones. Here we go. There'll be no pink pony club here. It's orange pony club. Orange pony club. Orange pony club. I'm gonna keep on marching at the orange pony club. Now, see, if Joe Duffy done that, he'd be fucking sacked in the morning. And there's a good chance it could happen to me tomorrow too, like. But you got to take these chances.
Did you apply for it?
No.
Could you apply for it?
You could. They open up this freedom of or expressions of interest where anyone can throw in a demo and says, "I'd love a go at that."
Yeah, and would you not go for it?
No, too early. That's a good.
Too soon.
That's the retirement job.
Yeah, because you're kind of stuck in it then, aren't you?
You do 15 years of that, and you make a ball of cash, and you say, "Good luck and God bless. Thanks very much, license payer." Chat you after.
Come here, where would people be able to find you now? Not follow you home, like, but if they...
Take down this air code.
What did you say it was by the crow flies? 25 miles?
15 or 25 kilometres, 15 miles. So if you literally go out the door and you just go that way. Now, you will have to cross Ben Bulben and Throssmore, but you will find my house. Because my accent gets so much intrigue, because nobody knows where it's from.
Is it half Donegal, half Leitrim?
It's, well... I'm closer to the Sligo border than I am to the Donegal border.
Right.
But I'm in Leitrim. So it is... I went to school in Bundoran, grew up, worked in the hardware BMG in Bundoran, got sacked from there.
Why did you get sacked?
I think I was just red rushed and fucking useless. It was after the boom burst. So the money ran out and the fun wasn't there anymore. So it's an amalgamation of a lot of accents.
So where would we find you then? So where can we find...
Monday to Friday, Dave and Fanula, 3 to 6. If you want to really find me, text the word yes to 57057. Social media, TikTok, search Dave Duke. You might find somebody who is a leader of a very bad organisation in America. So
What?
No, I couldn't possibly say. You'll have to Google that for yourself.
Oh, wait, you're talking about one of those...
If we Google Dave Duke...
If you Google Dave Duke, there's a good chance you'll get the lads with the pointy hats. Oh. So put in DJ or iRadio after it, and you'll...
Because you don't want to be following the other lads.
No. You'd be like,
no, I won't.
These lads haven't posted about the cash machine once. What is going on?
This has been an absolute pleasure, Dave. Honest to God.
Would you ever do the old stand-up?
No.
Why?
The audacity of me to think that I'm worthy of being on the radio, then to be worthy of being a stand-up comedian, now that's just, like, no.
I think you should give it a go.
Is he a funny bastard?
He is, isn't he? No more than Garen talking in to keep him going with the videos. I think this would be your moment.
We'll get another video of Garen telling you he should do stand-up, definitely. You'll be doing it in 18 months.
How do we know that isn't AI generated?
It is
That's
AI generated,
true,
yeah.
We have a friend that runs a comedy festival every year here in Sligo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brendan Tierney, you could be up on the main stage now. It takes a lot to really get the Hawkswell. Yeah. You know, if you want to do the Hawkswell, only really big
I want to touch him as well now, since I spoke so much Ray that he thought I was having a stroke. Ray.
Come here, listen. Thank you so much indeed for joining us. It's been such a pleasure.
Thank you.
So give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
I think it's important to say we would normally give some sort of a monetary compensation to our guests, for coming all the way down from Leitrim and participating in this event. And tonight, Dave said, no, I don't want anything, just a cheeky vodka and Coke or something. And I said, no, you'll have some White Hag. And he said, fine. But whatever we were going to give Dave, we're going to give over to...
we're going to give it to Sean, the charity, to the Sean Brown
so
charity.
We're going to donate that.
Are ye fuck? Who agreed this?
Sorry, I thought we mentioned that.
We should have said that to you beforehand.
Yeah.
I love charitable causes.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy that it's
in fairness
there.
to you, you did, like Dave did say, no, I don't want anything for that. So we said, well, any money that we were going to give him, we'll donate it towards that. So you can still do the same as well. If you want to donate to the page, we'll put the...
And there's a
barcode
stroll,
up at the
isn't
end.
there?
What's that?
There's a walk happening.
Oh yeah, what day is the walk, Brendan Love?
Sunday week, the 29th June, midday over in Cleaver Park.
Yeah.
So the 29th June, we're going to be there in Cleaver Park at what time? Sorry.
Midday.
Jeez, I'm not around now. Midday. No, I'm joking. No. We're going to be there at midday on the 29th June. We're all going to be walking around to for the same fund as well. Yeah. So if anyone can join us. The other thing I want to say is a big shout out to Brian from Pixel Productions who put all this stuff together. Give him a big round of applause. A big shout out to Brendan down there, who it's his birthday, and he's also...
Don't play the song again.
And just before we go any further as well, there's a girl down there who used to work with Garavogue and Maves and all them, and she used to work with me and Ray as well. And we haven't seen her in a long time, but she came in today at 6 o'clock, and she was like, I was working in Dublin, and I just said I'd call in. And all of a sudden, she went straight back into an organising management role, and it was fucking unbelievable to watch. So will you put your hands together for Aileen as well, ladies and gentlemen, down the back? It was class.
And of course,
I wish we had money to hire her.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would love if she just stopped everything that she was doing and just worked for us instead. So fair play to you,
and
Aileen.
fair play to the production crew as well, Laura, Louise, and Nicola.
Yes,
Without
they write
them,
these
yeah.
shows.
Yeah, they
so
do,
you can
in fairness.
blame them. So give it
Yeah.
up for them.
And as well, I think it's no harm to say we've been sponsored by Maves and the Garavogue for a good long time now.
Yeah.
We've now made the big time. We're with Go Loud now, so we've left Maeve and the Garavogues. They've been a mighty help this last couple of years.
Yeah.
And Brian and Lana, who have stood by us until we made the big time. Fair play to them. Now I don't know.
Come here. I thought we were supposed to get more money in the big time. No, between Andersons and here and all that, they've accommodated us.
They've been brilliant. And in fairness, give it a chance across the road. Waxy's on Tawn and Tannery Lane. It's going to be a lovely wee spot.
Myself and Brendan are
There's some
playing
staff in.
Yeah, myself and Brendan are playing there tomorrow at midnight. So if you want to call
At
over to the
midnight?
venue, yeah, I know. I mean, I don't even usually stay up until midnight.
Can I
Now I'm
ask,
starting
Dave,
work at midnight.
What's your impressions of a midnight gig in your average Irish town? What would you expect to see?
One lad nursing a pint in the corner. One hand on his hip thinking, am I going to get the ride tonight? You know what, I might take it out on the people who are playing the music or doing the gig. I'm going to abuse them into obliteration.
That's going to happen, but I'm really happy that you continued after. Am I going to take it out? Because that's... I don't want to see that a bit. Anyway, so go over and give Antonio Waxies a chance. And
You got a Wanksies.
Waxies.
Right.
I'm going to Waxies. Hey. And the last fair play goes to everyone who came to see us here tonight. Thank you so much, and give yourselves a round of applause. We're going to do two things. First of all, we're going to take a picture with everyone standing up looking like it was a brilliant night, despite... And the second thing is...
Despite me and the sheep.
Despite what happened.
Just smile.
The second thing is we're going to go into Maeve's and drink pints for the rest of the night. So we always finish with a fair play to me. So fair play to me, fair play to me. So do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Lovely.
Ray, fair play to me.
Fair play to me.
Fair play to me.
Good luck. Thank you so much.
The Kendy and Raybo podcast, sponsored by Maeve's Cozy Front Lounge and the Garavogue.